Welcome back to another episode of the Javier and Mo Show. I'm Mo Aziza. I'm sitting here with the best MMA coach of all time, Javier Mendez. How are you today, coach?
I'm doing great. This is a fantastic episode coming. It's only taken us over a month to do it, but we're here, guys. We're here. And you guys want to blame anybody for the non-consistency? My
Blame
partner, Mo, he's to blame. I like blaming him.
Good. Let's start with a banger.
The banger.
Khabib announced yesterday that Islam is coming back in November.
He is.
He announced it in his New York talk.
Did Khabib say that?
Yeah.
Did the UFC say that?
No.
Okay, Khabib is coming back.
Khabib is coming back?
Yeah.
Khabib
Islam is definitely it was scheduled to be November, December.
Nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows, but it's gonna happen November, December. I've known that because training camp is starting for us. Unfortunately for me, I hurt my back really bad, and I haven't been able to join. But I'll be going to Dagestan real soon. As soon as my back heals up some, then I can go do some training with the boys, with Usman, Umar, and Islam, and a whole bunch of other guys. Amaru, they're all my boys. So looking forward to going in the mountains.
So you're waiting for your back just to...
My back to heal, because I don't want to go over there and all of a sudden I'm immobilized, and I also got these migraine headaches that I've been getting because I have bulging discs. So it's all of us guys that do this with the phones. You see this guys that would do this. Not a good thing. Try to do this if you can. Very important. Keep your neck straight. So, and then Blue Scorpion. Use Blue Scorpion. It does help. Anti-inflammatory. It does help, but also CBD helps too.
Yeah,
but the Blue Scorpion helps the overall body. I've been feeling, believe it or not, like my whole body feels fantastic. I've been on it over 2 months, the Blue Scorpion, and my joints don't hurt at all.
Wow.
But it's not a miracle cure in the sense, but it does cure inflammation throughout your whole body. But if you have a certain, like my migraines, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't quite worked on that, but exercises for the bulging disc work, and going to see the therapist is fantastic. And on the muscle spasms that I've been having, it's like a freaking broken rib.
Wow.
You breathe heavy. It's like, oh, it was like killing me. Look, I can do that. I can do everything.
Wow.
Nothing. And Sheikh Maktoum, if you're listening to this, I don't need therapist work now. I'm good to go. I had to throw that in at him because he said I'm gonna need therapy, and I said no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use Blue Scorpion and CBD.
But what kind of
therapy?
I did it. What kind of therapy he's recommending?
Physio, an expert.
I mean, it's good. It doesn't harm.
No, he's not wrong. I just want to. That's what I go up against him sometimes because he's right so much about the body. He knows the body so much.
Yeah,
and he would actually look at me when I'm holding the pads for this guy because he is so goddamn hard. I have to be careful. And then he'll say, "I'm sorry, coach." And I said, "For what?" He goes, "For hurting your elbow." And I go, "You didn't hurt my elbow." And he goes, "Yeah, I did." I go, "No, you didn't." And the next thing you know, my elbow. What the hell? Then I remember what he did. So some people have a knack for seeing the body and seeing all the movements and understanding how it functions and what's wrong, etc.
Yes,
etc. Just like people read postures, they can read your voice. So people can actually look how you dress, how you walk, and they'll know where you're from.
Yeah.
We already know from the accents, right? People speak a certain accent. You go, "Hey, he's from Mexico," or "He's from Tijuana, Mexico," or everybody knows that. But I didn't realize that people can tell by your walks, how you walk.
Yeah. How you walk.
They can tell where you're from.
That's crazy.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
So what I'm just saying is that people can be in tune that well that they can read things on you and understand where you're from, or if you're lying or something. I wonder if you can tell if someone's lying by the way they stand, not the way they look, but the way they stand. I wonder if you can tell. I wonder if that is an option. That'd be pretty cool. That way, if we can become masters at reading people's stances, they do this, are they lying, or it would be pretty cool. But anyways,
okay. Speaking of that, you as a fighter, when you're looking at your opponent's eye, were you not able to read their next move?
No, I never. If I looked at their eyes, I get punched. No, I read right here, below here. I read everything below here. I didn't read their eyes because their eyes can, if they know you're looking at their eyes, they can trick you. I would look at my opponent's eyes only to let him know that it's on, but I would not focus on his eyes ever. I never focus on his eyes.
Okay.
Only if I want to strike fear in them. But if they didn't have that kind of personality, then it might backfire on me and they might do it to me. So I don't want him striking fear in my eyes. So I figured I'll just look at him, let him know I'm here, but I didn't play that eye game. I'm sure there's fighters that do that. I was not one of them.
I'm not talking pre-fight. I'm saying in the fight itself, like just to check where he's at.
Yeah. I didn't look at their eyes very much at all. I
just looking at their body
posture and see what moves and keep my distance to make sure if he is throwing something, I can react quick enough. Because really, if you think about it, right, fighting is not about thinking; it's about reaction. You don't think, oh, he's throwing the right hand, what am I going to do? By the time you think about he's throwing the right hand, it landed on you, and then other things are going to land. So no, it's a reaction type situation. So that's why you won't be prepared for reacting, not thinking. If you're a thinking fighter, you go in there thinking, it's 1 step, 2 step, oh man, you're in trouble. You can't think. You just got to react. Got to react.
Right. It's action time. It's not.
Yeah, it's not time to react.
Is there coaches? Have you heard of coaches out there that would tell their students to look at the opponent's eye? Is that a thing?
It's possible. I'm not one of them, and I
know you're not.
I have done this. I have done this before the fights. I have told my guys stare him down. Like if you look at Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, the second fight, Junior Dos Santos always goes in the middle of the cage and puts his hand down like this, and Cain's putting his head down, walking up and down, and I said, look him back. Look back at him. So then Cain goes right back to him, looks at him, and then he goes right in the middle, and they square off like that. So it created that big, intense type stare down, Right. But it was important because you want to beat every fighter, every opportunity you can. Because if you don't, that gives them the mental edge. And that mental edge sometimes is all they need to win, So you don't want to give them that. And that I've been very fortunate to understand that and implement that with my fighters all the time. Don't ever give your opponent that mental edge. As far as looking at their eyes before you hit them, no, I don't never say nothing like that.
Okay.
But let's look at their body. If you look at their body from here, you can see everything. But I like to do is scan up and down. I look at their eyes too, but I look up and down real quick. I won't focus on your eyes too much because I'll forget what's going on down below. So I'll look up and down. That I will say. I say that all the time because it's an MMA game. You got to use everything.
Right. Yeah. Even kickboxing or Muay Thai.
Kickboxing too. Wrestling. To be honest with you, I think it applies for everything. Look at the whole body.
Yes.
Don't focus on the eyes. In my opinion. Other coaches may disagree with me, and you know what? That's more power to them. They're successful with it. Keep it up. I'm successful with my way, so no need.
Your way makes sense.
Me to change.
Your way makes sense. I'm just trying to remember. I remember this boxing coach once was telling me to look at their eye, not to look anywhere else. And he said, if you look at their eye, then you can see everything else, which is, this is another level of mastery. I think you have to be in.
I think
through the eyes, you can tell what the opponent is thinking.
I think if you look at the eyes, I'm sorry, but the guy, if you look straight at the eyes, I can't see what you're down below is doing. If you're moving in, I don't see it, and I don't want you close to me. I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. I don't think I want to ever adapt that type of coaching. I'm sure a lot of them do, but I don't think I want to adapt.
No, I get you. He was unique. Everybody has their own unique ideas. It's not always necessary to.
Maybe it works for him, but I don't see that working for me because I don't accept it.
But the stare down is really important, and I find it weird when somebody comes in with their eyeglasses, the glasses, and they come in and they don't take it off. I'm like, but the person knows you're scared. If you're not taking it off, you have to take it off. You have to show your eyes. You can tell if somebody's scared from their eyes 100%. You can.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to understand these fighters. I have a hard time believing they're scared. Nervous?
They're nervous.
Yes. Nervous?
Anxious?
Yes. Scared? No.
Anxious.
Anxious, nervous.
Too much pressure. Cameras.
Nervous. People. Getting them angry. Yes. Those all things happen. Yes. People use that. Oh, look, he's scared.
No, I didn't mean it. Okay. I take it back. I'm not saying scared, but you're much pressure.
Yes, that can happen. Definitely can happen. A guy can put a lot of pressure on you with his eyes.
If I put the glasses on, the pressure comes down.
You bring the pressure down. Correct. So there's a lot of ways of doing things where you can get to your opponent, but the word scared, I just
Yeah, it's wrong. That's not you scared.
no, because they're not scared.
Yeah,
None of these
yeah.
fighters are scared. They're not afraid to fight each other because, look, we've seen situations where you see a fighter, he's in a situation where he is the number 1 ranked contender and someone gives him the number 12 guy and he doesn't want to fight him. And you're going, why does he not want to fight the number 12 guy? La, 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 he should fight him. But then all of a sudden that number 12 guy, unbeknownst to everybody, gets that opportunity to fight for the title.
Right.
And now he's the champion. Now that number 2 guy that didn't want to fight him, now he's jumping over the fence, just hyping up everything he can to get that fight. Because why? Because now he's the champion. Now it means something.
Yes.
So every one of these guys will fight the champion.
But
Because
I
they
remember
want that
GSP
title.
really well now. While we're discussing this, he said that he would enter fights scared, and he just like battling his own fear, and he understands like I'm not gonna let my fear win. I'm gonna win
But
my fear.
I think
Yeah.
his fear is not the scared part. I think he says that maybe I
Yeah.
didn't hear it, but the fear part, yes, I understand the fear because I feared losing. I feared losing big time, and it used to mess with me. But I was never afraid of my opponent. I was afraid of losing. Yes, I was afraid of losing, but I was never scared of my opponent. Never.
Yeah.
And especially when I got in there, it was forget about scared. That goes right out the door. As soon as that ding ding goes, there's no more fear, no more nothing. It's all about survival because if you are not ready, he'll run right over you.
Right.
Your opponent will run right over you. So you have to be ready to go at all times. You know, when you're in that octagon, when you're in the ring, you gotta be ready to go. Otherwise, you shouldn't be fighting at all.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of not fighting and coming back to fight, Conor McGregor is back in the testing pool. What's your thoughts on that?
I think if they can materialize any kind of fight with him, I think it's a big boost for the UFC because he's I mean, let's face it, I had mentioned that he had the 5 top pay-per-view buys of all time. Well, he does, and I was wrong. He has the 4 top pay-per-view buys, and then he's got number 6. I think he's got 7 and 8 too. So he has, out of the 10, I think he has 8 of the best pay-per-view buys. So obviously for the UFC, it's a big hit. They're going to want him involved. Obviously, it's a big plus. And is he doing it because of the White House scenario? Is that why he's testing back in the testing pool? I don't see anybody getting back in the testing pool unless they really are considering fighting. Like Khabib, when Dana wanted him to continue to fight, Khabib was never out of the testing pool. He was still in the testing pool because Dana was holding on to hopes that maybe Khabib will fight. And if he was able to fight, then he didn't have to wait 6 months. So that being the case, if Conor's involved, then that means, yeah, he's really serious about fighting. And John Jones, remember, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, didn't he just rejoin the testing pool after he was out?
Yeah.
So he's back in the testing pool too. So I would imagine he wants a part of the White House scenario. And I mean, let's face it, if that thing does materialize, the biggest stars are the ones who are going to want to be involved in that. And I would think that even at some point they would have entered Khabib's mind, but I seriously doubt he would ever do it. But
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for him, so I don't know what his thoughts are
Yeah.
on that. I haven't spoke to him about that, but just my guess is that he'll be 37 by that time, and he's already past his prime, and he's everything combined. I would think it's not money, it's legacy. So this is one of the things that does drive Team Khabib, legacy. Legacy. So it's not the money thing. Legacy does.
Yes.
Because that's the biggest important part about fighting is the legacy. Like, for instance, I'm writing a book and Khabib goes, "Coach, you need to make this the best book." And I'm like, "Well, I got to do it." He goes, No, coach, we need to do it right. I'm going to get all the guys to come and speak, this and that. This book needs to be done proper. And I want to meet the writer, David. I want to meet him. I want to discuss it with him. We need to do this correctly. I know, coach. I've had experience. I've done 2 books, one with me and one with my father. We need to do your book correctly. And I understand that. So anything Khabib does the means of substance is something that's important. He wants it done right. And I myself, I thought about that and I go, yeah, I want my book to be important too. I don't want it to be just for money and get it out there. I want people to look at what I'm doing and see, hey, I can get something from Coach's book. I'm not a fighter, don't want to be a fighter, but the mindset that he has implemented with his fighters is the kind of mindset that would benefit me and my endeavor as wanting to be an engineer or wanting to be a doctor or a high level businessman. The mindset is extremely important, and that's what I've been able to work really well with on the mindset, learning what you like, learning what you don't like, and targeting the areas that you need to advance in. If you say, hey, I really like cooking. Well, did you ever think about maybe writing a cooking book and, this and that, or doing a cooking show, or, just finding the tips that people like, give them ideas, and then they can run with it, And I think it's important in life that we find out what we like, what we don't like, and the things we like, maybe we spend more time on them. If they are of value for you and your family and it's not against the law, I think those are good things to focus on.
So your book is not more of a biography, it's more of self-help.
Self-help. It's mostly using what I've done with my fighters, not all my champions, but the majority of them, what mental things I've done to help them, make them a better fighter, along with the other coaches. My part of what I've done, and it's been working for me forever, and I'm going to continue to still use it. Not just with fighters, I use it with everyday life. When I have brothers or sisters that I want to help out, I will look at them. I say, well, what are you doing? And then they tell me. I said, like one particular sister friend that I have, she was the head of the Red Cross here, and now she's in a position where she's doing another job that actually she was unsure if she wanted to take this job. I said, let me ask you this. I go, when you're working for the Red Cross, you're there after the problems, right? Fixing the problems, this, that. But this new position you're involved in, it involves you helping and potentially solving these problems before they happen. She goes, that is a potential. I go, seems to me like pretty much a no-brainer as far as where I would want to go. So she made that decision. She leaped forward, and now she's in a very good position where she sees what's happening in the world, where she's able to act before they happen and give opinions and actually know what's happening in the world, it's a much bigger deal. So those are the kind of things that you need to know, and that's the kind of thing that if your mind works properly, you can adjust and you can make those decisions easier for yourself.
Do you do certain things on the regular to keep your mind like sharp and to go after it, or?
If I'm going to
Just
use
mental
anything,
toughness,
if
like,
I'm going to use
yeah.
anything, I'm going to say I play chess, and I do the chess where you cheat.
What's that?
In other words, if I make a wrong move, I go, let me take that back. It allows you to take it back, so I'll take it back, and then okay, let me move this way. So I keep evaluating how I should have moved, and sometimes I'm too anxious, right?
Okay.
So I'm not a thinker too long. I don't think too long. It's quick thinking.
Okay.
So for me to play the chess level that I'm at right now, it's a high level, but it's not super high where it takes a minute. If they take a minute to move back, I don't want to play too long. I get bored.
Yeah.
I need it quick. If I move,
It's like a fight.
I want the computer to move with me. So
Yes.
it's pretty high.
Yeah.
I lose, I would say, because I'm too impatient, I would lose over 50% of my matches in chess.
Yeah.
But if you look at the winning thing, because I take it back a move, I win about 90% because I cheat. But it's only fair to cheat if you're learning, but it's not hurting nobody.
Yeah. It's a game we're playing.
It's a game.
The computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're serious about this book?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, because it can help people. It can help everybody if they really understand the book and they really understand how your mind is so strong, and how anything in life, you have to be consistent at it. You have to continue to do it routine over and over and over. As long as it's positive and it's working the general direction you want it to work in, stay on it. Eventually it pays off. It's only when you drop off that you actually don't succeed. If you never drop off, how can you say you never succeeded? You never stopped.
So how do you know when it's the right time to pivot? Something is not working and you remain consistent and you keep going, but it's not working. Do you pivot? Do you go somewhere else?
You always have to pivot if you keep running into that wall, and that wall is one of those 10-foot thick, steel walls that you'll never penetrate. So you're going to go under it, you're going to go over it, or you're going to decide. You have to look at where the options are, and if it's just not possible, you have to learn to drop it. You can't continue to stay consistent in something that's just never going to happen, or it's going to take too long for you to get through it. That you don't want to do. So if you can't blow that thing up, right, and get through it, then don't blow it up. Move on to something else and use that same mindset, so you don't stay on it. You don't stay on it if it's impossible. So I'm not talking about no matter what the object is, stay on it, you'll be successful. No. It's got to be right. The game plan has to be correct. If the game plan is not correct, the results won't be correct either.
Yeah.
You have to be correct, What do you think about it? Is that something that you use at all for yourself, or you don't think much about it? You just know what you want and you
Pivoting?
do it. Yeah.
I pivot all the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
But sometimes you pivot without understanding why you should pivot, or do you pivot at the right time when you know you can't go through that wall anymore, or that person that's just not going to get it? You have to find another avenue to go. Do you ever look at that situation, or is it just something that you're quick to do, or you analyze it?
I give everything a time frame, and if it doesn't happen within that time frame, I move on.
Is it the time frame, or is it the actions?
It's
Both.
no, it's not the actions. The actions,
Not the actions?
No, it's like it's not the toughness of the thing that bothered me.
It's the time frame.
It's the time frame that bothered me.
Well, maybe you should think about the actions, and because sometimes when you're looking at the time frame, oh, it's time, and you know, time is still ahead of us, so it's not going to kill your progress if you stay on it. So that's what I'm saying. It's something to think about. If it's not something you want to think about, no problem. Then do what you're doing. But if time is not okay, you can't continue anymore, but you put the time frame on yourself. What if you don't put that time frame and you put options? Follow all the options. That if they don't lead to the positive results, then move on. If you tried all the options, I always try all options. I don't just give it up until I try all options. And I go, okay, it's just not going to happen, or legally it won't happen, or this person isn't going to budge. So why am I going to continue to do something that, you know, if I can't find a reason to move that person to come on board on my side, my way of thinking, then it's time to move on. Or, you know, that's just the way it is. Whether you find somebody else to talk to that person, or you find a way to get him to see your side. If you can't, then you move on. But you have to try.
You have to try.
Yeah, the time limit on that, I don't think, honestly speaking, unless the system puts a time limit on it. You only have to this date to renew your driver's license. You don't have to this date. Then, okay, you have a time limit. You didn't do it in time. Okay, now you pay the fine.
Yeah. You're right. Why would you limit yourself?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But you've been serious since we met, and you had this goal, and it's very clear that your goal, that the next chapter of your life, is to help people get better. You know what I mean? Like, really, I'm not gonna say motivate them, but to be more of a guide, right?
Yes, I am doing that, but also to be a guide, you have to be able to motivate them and get the right things that they need to hear, that are the right things for them. You know, for me to say, you could do it, come on, let's go. That's a silly rah-rah cheerleader type. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm going to look at you, I'm going to ask you questions, I'm going to say, what is it, this and that, like what I just did with you. You said time frame, so I said, oh, time frame. So is someone putting a time frame on you? And you said, no, you are. So I said, well, get rid of the time frame, so maybe now you'll think longer and stay on a task a little longer, and you never know, you might find pay dirt when you stick a little longer on something that you would have gave it this time. Forget it, I move on. It's possible. I'm not saying it 100% will work. I'm just saying the possibilities are there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's all. So what are you going to do to achieve that goal?
What am I willing to do?
Well,
I have to look at what the goal is. I have to look at what the goal is.
You
know, I have to look at what the goal is and what's in front of me, what obstacles are in front of me, what's going for me, what's working for me, use that to my advantage, what's going against me. Okay, whatever's going against me, I have to look and see how can I get them to see my point of view, you know, whether it be me or somebody else, or whether I have to show them, you know, the legal point of view, or just someone give them the right information. We have to do it all that way, because if we don't, just go do it. What do you mean just go do it? How do I do what? I have to know what the game plan is. Like in MMA, oh, just go kick his butt. Huh? Okay, yeah, sometimes that does work. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes that does work. But a lot of the times you go and kick the guy's butt. You go, okay, you mean stand with the professional guy that's knocked everybody out? I'm going to stand with him? Yeah, go stand with him. Go beat him up that way. What's the likelihood of that going to happen? Not in my favor, right?
Right.
But he doesn't know how to wrestle. I'm a good wrestler. Go wrestle him. Work that angle. Conserve your energy. Don't waste too much energy. Control him more. If you get tired quick, don't just move quick. Relax, and take him down and control him little bit by little bit. Just make sure the action keeps going, so the referee doesn't stop the fight and stand you back up where you have to work to get the guy down again. So there's a lot of things involved. It's not just take him down. No, No,
Yeah.
there's more to it than that.
Yeah, yeah,
More
yeah.
to it. And that's what I love doing. It's just the challenge, you know. So for me, I've been able to coach people and getting them to win, not because I was a jiu-jitsu guy, not because I was a great striking coach. No, I get them to win because I get in their head and I give them the right game plan. And then they if they believe in me and they accept it, then they go out and do the best they can do. But it's never about yelling at them. Sometimes you do yell, you know, to get them motivated, to wake them up. But it's not just about waking them up. It's about giving them the right game plan.
There's many factors: game plan, patience, perseverance, many things. But if you had to choose one that you think it's the most important skill or most important thing about your character is to have, what would you choose?
Consistency.
Right, but
You need to be consistent on everything. So
but then
you add consistency to patience. You add consistency to game planning. So you got to stay consistent. Think about that. What I just said, consistency. You add consistency to loving your fighters. You have consistency to keep changing the game plan on your fighters to see what works. It's consistency. You have consistency to stay on that bag, keep practicing that technique over and over and over again. That's the key. But then you got to love it, right? And you got to understand the technique. So, but if without that consistency, what do? You get on the bag once every other week. Then how much improvement are you going to make? It's consistency. You got to be in, day out. Some days you're not going to feel like doing the things that you know are going to be beneficial for you, but you stay consistent, you know, because you know at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. Like say, for instance, well, I'm only going to run 3 days a week this week because I just don't feel like it. You know, well, no, some days you may not feel like running, but you have to run in order to get peak performance. You got to stay on task. So consistency, that's the key.
Yeah. So the ability not to get bored, because boredom, once you get bored, then that's the killer. So
That's
it's just the ability just to keep
consistent. But
Yeah.
so you have to know why. Why am I being consistent? Well, it's because
No, or why am I bored? Like if I keep running, I'm bored, or I keep hitting the bag, I'm bored. I want to change it up.
If you have to ask yourself why you're bored about those kind of things that you're going to enter into the octagon, then you should really consider whether this is for you or not.
But maybe you're not gonna like every aspect of it.
Again, if
I mean,
you're not going to
I'm
like
sure many of them don't like Usyk. I was watching him the other day saying, "Do I want to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym? No, I don't want to do that. But I know I have to do that. So it's not necessarily you have to like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's consistency.
Yeah,
He has to do
He
it.
doesn't want to do it. He hates. I'm done. I'm bored. I don't
But
want to do
he
it.
finds the reason why he does it. And the last one was maybe 132 million reasons. Come on. When you're looking at that, you're talking about, I'm getting up in the morning at 4 a.m. Coach, you have 200 million reasons why. Oh, yeah, I'm getting up.
How much did he make in his last fight? I have no idea.
He made 132 million. And
Yeah?
his opponent made, I think, 70 something million.
Wow. So he's in that category right now.
For that fight, he was.
130 million.
Yeah, look it up. It's up there.
So he's making more than Canelo right now, or Canelo's?
I don't know what Canelo and Crawford are going to make, but that's going to be an interesting scenario there. I'm going to go with, you hear that, Sheikh Maktoum? I'm going with Canelo, La Raza. We're going to beat your guy Crawford, Mr. Ping Ping guy.
Yeah. Is it because he's Mexican and you're being biased
Of
towards?
course I'm being biased. He's Mexican, I'm Mexican. Even though Crawford is a badass, he's probably one of the best I've ever seen. But yeah, the Latino. Yeah, why not? He's like me. Why not? I like Canelo. I like Canelo anyway. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is he your favorite right now? Like your favorite boxer?
No.
Who's
No.
your favorite?
My favorite of all time has been Muhammad Ali.
No, I'm talking about the current.
Right now, current.
Yeah. Okay, Canelo. Who?
No, my favorite is what do you call it?
Usyk?
No, not Usyk. It's Bivol.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh.
love Bivol. He's incredible. His footwork is mastery. No one has footwork like Bivol. Better Beef is pretty damn good too, but
Yeah.
Bivol to me is masterful.
And he won Canelo.
He beat Canelo actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
He beat Canelo really bad. And forget about the size difference. It's just Bivol's in and out.
But you don't think it matters?
His in and out. Size matters, yes.
You don't think that's why he lost?
Yeah, his size plus that incredible boxing that
He is
Bivol has in the
incredible,
footwork. I mean,
Yeah.
Canelo couldn't catch him. He was in and out, in and out, in and out. Look what he did with Butterbeef the second fight.
Yeah,
Butterbeef, sorry. Look what he did with him the second fight. The same thing. He was in and out, in and out. I mean, the guy's a master. I
It's
love,
so beautiful.
love
It
his
flows.
love his
Yeah.
style. Love his style.
Yeah.
I mean, and Usyk, he's great. I watched him the other day. I watched him with that last fight, and he was impressive as hell, changing directions all the time. He's a master boxer. But for me, you asked me who's my favorite. B-Ball. B-Ball's my favorite
Right now.
right now. And then I would have to say on a technical level, I would have to say Crawford, but then Canelo. But I'm going for Canelo anyways. You hear that, Shaq? Canelo.
You think it's going to be a close fight? Let's stop being biased for a second.
I don't know.
Yes, you think so?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's
saw it in the
I'm hoping it's a close fight, but it may be a shutout one way or the other way, but I'm hoping it's a good fight. I'm hoping it's a good fight because you got to understand one thing though. Crawford, if I'm not mistaken, is moving up 2 weights.
Yeah.
Moving up 2 weights. So he's definitely going to be the smaller guy from fighting at a lower weight.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he'll be the smaller guy come fight time. He might be just as big as Canelo, if not a little bigger. I think size-wise, I think they may be the same height, right? Fairly close. They're fairly close. Fairly close. But overall, the better boxer, technical boxer is Crawford.
Okay.
Crawford, by far.
Okay. Good to hear that from you. You're not being too biased.
No, I'm only taking Canelo because he's Mexican and I'm Mexican, and I'm going to prove Sheikh Maktoum wrong.
Okay.
Sheikh Rashid, you're on my side. No, you're not. He's taking Crawford too.
Okay. No, I think so many people are picking Crawford. Like it's weird that people are not, like, they're doubting Canelo this time, big time, more than ever. Yeah.
The bigger name, I think worldwide is Canelo, but I think the best boxer is Crawford.
Yeah.
From what I see.
So, going back to MMA, our
Yes.
sport, who do you think, Chimaev or DTP?
Chimaev.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like who Chimaev is training with, and him and Arman Sarukin. I watched them. They were training in their cardio with some an expert type guy.
Okay.
And the one flaw, including myself, that everybody has said is Chimaev seems to fade in the later rounds. What if he doesn't fade in these rounds? What if he's strong for all 5 rounds? Then what? Then what is DDP going to do? What is he going to do then? He's going to have to, outstrike him?
But how do you know his cardio is now? Is 5 rounds cardio? We don't know.
I'm assuming it's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be. I don't know.
Did you say you heard something? Or I misheard you?
No, not as far as I know, he's healthy.
No, like you heard something from someone that he's like his cardio is on another level.
I've seen him training. He's training, and also Ilir Latifi is a good brother of mine. He's with the training camp, and I haven't talked to him about training camp though, so he hasn't said nothing to me regarding how the training camp's going. I haven't even asked him. I just seen a thing out there with Arman Sarukin and Chimaev, and I like Chimaev. I like everything about him.
No, everybody likes Chimaev.
I like Chimaev, but I like DDP too. But I just think that Chimaev is the heir to that throne, and I don't remember I had said a long time ago that I thought the Bo Nichols and Chimaev, I want to see those two guys go at it when one of them.
Now that's champion. Out of the window.
Well, now Bo Nichols has got to play catch up. But in all fairness, that Riddler guy's a badass. Those knees he throws are great knees, and that's how he got Robert Whittaker too. That's why he got him down the first time. He hit him with that beautiful knee, then went for the takedown. People don't understand how good he is with those knees and how impactful those knees are when you're trying to stand and you're trying to breathe. The guy just hits you with a beautiful placed knee and takes you down, and he's really good on the ground.
He's great at the ground.
Yeah, he's good, man. So it's more power to them. That was a great fight. It could have gone either way. I thought Robert won, but I just thought Robert won. But I can see the Ritter winning for sure because it was really that close. Some of the rounds I don't really know, so I went with Robert.
So that's the thing. When you have such performances, it's very hard to award you the title shot. When people are like, I'm not sure who won. It's either of them. Especially when it's a split decision. Like, you want to see a dominant performance before you earn that title shot. And he didn't.
I'm going to agree with you on that because normally, usually after a dominant performance, they give you that kind of title shot, and it wasn't dominant. in my opinion, either. But who's in the running? Who's in the running at 185? Who's in the running? Tell me. I know Chimaev is going to fight the champ, right? But who after that is more deserving of him? He's a new guy.
The number one contender.
Who is it?
Imavov.
Who?
Imavov. The guy who knocked out Israel Adesanya.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, and he's the one by all rights, by accomplishments, should get that opportunity. But I forgot all about him. So there you go.
That's the thing. He doesn't have a star power.
That's the problem we have. It isn't that he's not deserving. He's well deserving. If I was the organization and I'm running it, I would give him the shot because he's deserving of that. Because that's the way my mentality works. But since I know how the organizations work, they're going to give it to the one that's going to give them the most money.
Yes.
So if he's not the guy that's going to give them the most money, and they can work it out with one of these guys, and they'll make that work. They'll make that work. And they'll make you wait in line. That's just the way all organizations work. But again, if I was a promoter, I would try my best to give it to the person that's the number one contender because he deserves it. There's a reason why they're rankings, right? If you're the number one guy, and if you're able to fight when they need you to fight, you should get that opportunity. But that's not the way it works. It never has worked that way in all fighting sports since I've been around watching it forever, from boxing to kickboxing to MMA. It's never worked that way.
It's never did.
No, never does. So you can't get upset when it doesn't work your way because otherwise Bilal Muhammad should have got the title a long time ago, and then so many guys before him too. Right. Should have got the titles, and they didn't because they just, like even Merab, a lot of it had to do with his buddy was the champion, but he hit him too. He had to put in a lot of time before he got the title shot.
Okay, so not every time we're gonna go against the UFC that they're not handing out the title shot for the number one contender. Merab purposely did not accept it when they offered it to him against.
Because that was his
So how can you blame them?
No, you can't. But
so now that Aljo's out, I want to be in. No, man, go back and line.
No, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is he had a lot of wins that.
But they offered it to him.
I know because his guy was in there. So But I'm just saying he has a lot of wins and he could have got it before they offered it to him. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. But he wouldn't have taken it as long as Aljamain was there. He would not take it.
In some cases, we have to agree with them. They're not only like purely commercial. Sometimes it's just like, hey man, you're not playing the game. We offered it to you. You didn't want it.
In this case, it's correct.
And Arman Tsarukyan, like, he had a back injury. Then we hear that actually he missed weight from Dana White himself when he said it in the press conference. Then they're like, man, if you missed weight, you missed weight.
You had to wait in line. If you miss weight, you got to go back. That's just the way it works. Yeah. Look at Shavkat. What happened to him? He had to wait too when an injury happened, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it works. It's not who deserves it. It's who they want, who has the algorithm, and who deserves it, honestly, who causes the most attention. And sometimes when they go through the whole roster, even though you're the guy they should have gave it 4 or 5 fights ago, you finally get it, but it's only because they went through everybody else. So now you're the next guy that's going to create the most interest. So that's just the way it works. You can't get upset about it. And all fighters that are really trying to make a mark, my suggestion is get your social media skills up. Look at Colby Covington. That guy got how many title shots? Look at the great one, Chael Sonnen, on that regard, not as a fighter. He's a legend for getting fights that he, because of his great speeches.
Yes.
He was great on the mic. He knew what to do. And you know what? Topuria is really, really good on the mic. He does some great things. Out of all those three, I like Topuria's way the best way. Because he's the actual guy who's actually kicking everybody's butt, saying what round, saying this, I'm going to finish this person in that round. I like the way he's doing it. So, but I'm just using situations where people are using their star power to become bigger stars to get opportunities that normally wouldn't be presented to them. And Paddy the Baddy. He himself. I mean, realistically, his last 3 opponents weren't super strong at the time he fought him, but he is super strong as a personality. So therefore, he's getting the opportunity because why? Because he goes out there and he does the talking and people follow him. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to love seeing that fight myself. Even though someone may feel so-and-so is more deserving, well, I'm looking forward to seeing Paddy the Baddy into
more than Arman.
Because if they put it together, they already have history, and that's what creates it. And I saw Arman do some really cool stuff. He's chasing a duck, Those are the kind of things that are important.
Okay, I have a question. Last time Arman fought was UFC 300, which was April 2024. We are we're in August 2025. When is he just gonna fight? Just fight, man.
You know, that's up.
Take a fight.
He should, but that's up to him and his management.
No, I know, but like, it doesn't make sense. If you're about that life and you're like the number one contender, okay, prove it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But look what happened to Michael Chandler with Conor. How long did he take because of this injury?
Couple of years, yeah.
Couple of years. So, yeah, we can say whatever we want, but we're not living in the fighter's mind and what.
So if Arman was your student, would not tell him, hey man,
if he was
get
my
a fight.
student, I would tell him fight.
Fight.
I would
It's
say
been
fight.
a year and a half.
I'll say fight. Go destroy somebody. And I would say one thing. I say I would tell him, I love what you're doing regarding the grappling. You keep yourself out there. You keep yourself active. So keep doing this grappling so it keeps you sharp. But I would say if the UFC is not going to give an opportunity to fight, or I would say, hey, look, maybe you have a one-on-one, heart-to-heart with Dana or you know, or those guys, you know, and then see what they say. You know, if they say yes, we'll give it to you, or no, we won't. If they say no, we won't, move on. Give me whoever you want then.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I mean, I don't know what's going on though. So you and I are just assuming
We're just
maybe
talking.
all this has happened already. Maybe
Just a podcast. We're talking.
Yeah, we're podcasts. Yeah, we're always just chat.
Good stuff, coach. Good stuff. Well, thank you for everyone for watching. Please subscribe if you're on YouTube and like and follow the show. See you next time.